He is CCNA ECSA V10 certified security researcher. He is a capture the flag challenge player in platform like Hack the Box, Pro Hacker level rank holder, Hub, Try Hack Me, Over the Wire, etc. He is also the second runner-up at the ABP Infocom 2019 Capture the Flag Challenge. Now, may I have Ritik Lal here so that he can introduce himself? Um, is he present in this meeting?
Yeah, he's there. Wait, let me contact him.
I guess Ritik is not here in the meeting. Hi, Ritik. So I guess today's all the sessions were really very good and it was very enlightening.
And tomorrow it's going to be more excited.
Absolutely. And for tomorrow we have to share tonight a lot all those thing. And Shayuk, don't forget about 7 p.m.'s meeting.
Okay, yeah. Today's night is like Diwali, so.
Okay, Ritik arrived, I guess.
Yes, Ritik arrived. So you can.
Hi everyone.
Use yourself. Yes.
Hi. Welcome to Perivalan.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, so should I start?
Yeah.
Okay, so I am sharing my screen. I hope it is visible.
Yeah, it's visible to all of us.
Okay, so guys, first of all, welcome to Perivalan 2020. I was there for some time in the meeting. I listened to Orijit sir's and Chondeep sir's talk. So they were really good. So I will be starting with my presentation. So first of all, I will give a brief intro about myself. I am the Chief Technical Officer at IEM Labs. This is the unit of IEMA Research and Development Private Limited. I am a security researcher and also a Capture the Flag Challenge player. I have some... Okay, so I got the interest in cybersecurity from around my class 9. Seeing a movie called Players. I hope some of you have seen the movie. Abhishek Bachchan, Bipasa Basu, everyone was there. The movie called Players. It was about a gold robbery.
I was thinking of the English one. Yeah, we was that.
Okay, so there was a particular hacker in that movie named as Spider. So his character, I was very fascinated with the character, and then I thought of doing something that I saw in that movie. So from there, I got interest in cybersecurity and ethical hacking. I started studying in Google. I started watching the things, and then slowly, after I came to my college in IEM, then I started my certifications, and eventually we developed the company last year in March. So about the company is that our company is an ISO certified company. We are accredited training center of EC Council. We are member of NASSCOM, Confederation of Indian Industry, Indian Chamber of Commerce, Data Security Council of India, and US Chamber of Commerce. So the company was basically developed in 2016, and it was developed by our CEO, Mr. Satyajit Chakrabarty. So the first vision of the company was software development, and with time we incorporated the cybersecurity part in the company, and now we are mainly providing cybersecurity education, programming, cloud, development education. Also, we are providing VAPT services, that is vulnerability analysis and penetration testing services, to many companies in Pan India and also abroad. And we also have our old software development and product development part also in the company still, and it is working very fine. So this is our company team. Dr. Chakrabarty is our CEO. I am the Chief Technical Officer. We also have Shauvik Sinha Chaudhary as our Chief Operating Officer, and Dr. Samapika Das Biswas as the Lead Business Strategist. Coming to the location of the company, our head office is in Calcutta, Sector 5, and our branch office is in Canada, Burnaby. And here are our some top clients. Now, before going on to the services, I will just give a small story that how we developed the company. Actually, it was 2020 January month. So we were in an event of the college and director sir was also there. So one evening we were just discussing random stuffs, what to do after BTech and all that. So in that time I was working as a freelancer for a company in Sector 5 only. I was network security analyst there. So sir came across that thing and then sir asked me that, Ritik, what are your certifications and how do you work there? What are the plans? What plans you have in future? So I said, sir, that I am working freelance there and I have my aim to do doctorate, MTech and PhD. So after completing my BTech, I have plans to go to abroad. Then sir told that you are currently in second year. So I wasn't in the third year, sorry. So sir told me that why don't you start something of your own? But that time being a third year student, I never had a plan. I was not a good student at all. I regularly missed classes. I sat in the library doing my security research, playing CTF, participating in competitions, etc. Abhijit sir is present here. He know very well that most of the times I was found in the library with my laptop. So
ক্লাসে কোনোদিন দেখা যেত না।
Exactly. So sir knows everything very well. Then director sir told us to give a business plan. So by next day, it was around 9 p.m. in the evening, and by next day 9 a.m. in the morning, I was asked to submit the business plan. So the overnight I and Shovik worked and we submitted the business plan. Sir approved that and eventually we started the company. And it was full lockdown around that time. Our deal was signed on March 20. It was full lockdown at that time. And with God's grace, our company worked well. Our idea worked well. And now we are doing very well. So coming on to the services provided by us, I will just give a brief intro about that. That is, we provide certification courses and training on cybersecurity, networking, programming language, cloud, Android and web development, coding, etc. And mainly the certification courses are of 40 hours. Those are the certificate provided by IEMA Research and Development Private Limited, and the certificates are accepted in Pan India. We also have a global certification platform with us, that is EC Council. We are their center and I am the certified trainer from EC Council in cybersecurity. So next we give BAPT service, as I have already mentioned before. And in our product part, we have many kinds of product. We have hardware products, software products, apps, etc. that we are currently working on. And our clients are in almost all corners of the world. Coming to today's theme of Perivalon, I thought to give all of you a brief intro about how to become an entrepreneur, how to set up your own business. Those who are planning to set up their own business, our juniors are here, so I hope this thing will be helpful to us. So how can you be an entrepreneur? So there are 3 basic steps of being an entrepreneur. First, have your unique idea. If you are planning up a business or if you are planning to be an entrepreneur, don't go on to common tracks. Find something that is uncommon, because common tracks will have competitors in the market. You will face challenges to survive, and you will need more capital investment, etc., etc. Find out a unique plan where there are less competitors. It can be done with less capital investment. It can be done with less infrastructure requirements, etc. And you, most importantly, you need a small team to execute that, because at the beginning only, if you are doing something very big and the thing did not succeed, you will face a big breakdown, and many of people cannot accept that breakdown. So that is why my motto is start small and then grow it big. So the 3 basic steps are: have your own unique idea, that is the start; Work on your idea wholeheartedly. Always keep in mind, I have faced this myself. No one is going to help you. So if you are planning to do a business, do every work with your own hand. Yes, of course, your team will be going to help you. But doing the work on your own, that gives a different level satisfaction. And once it is a success, all the satisfaction, all the success, everything will be of your and your team. And the last part is, once you have done the whole work properly, just execute the plan as you have strategized. Once your plan is executed strategically as you have planned, and if everything goes well, your idea definitely will succeed. Because Shayok, Onish, Zanaib, everyone is present here, and they are my juniors. When they were planning about Wealthy West, Onish told me, and first of all, their plan was just awesome. They tried to do something from waste, and I remember one product of them, they made a biodegradable pen. So that was just awesome. They have many buyers and customers of that. I like that product very much. So that is how, just make your own unique idea, work on that, execute it. That's it. These are the 3 basic steps to become a successful entrepreneur. Now the question comes is that, will you not fail? Yes, you will fail in every step, but that failure will give you the lesson and you will overcome that. The main happiness is overcoming that failure, not executing the plan successfully. You will get more happiness once you have got the failure and you have overcome that, and you gained a better platform after that failure. Next are the what qualities a entrepreneur should have. Qualities of entrepreneurs must be, the first quality must be trustworthy and loyal. By this point, I mean that once you have started a business, there are many aspects like competitors, employees, suppliers, clients, etc. Be whatever the situation is, be loyal and be trustworthy at your position. Once you are doing that, everyone will be happy for your end. Your employees will be happy, your clients will be happy, your suppliers will be happy. Your competitors, of course, will not be happy because your business is growing, but never try to compete aggressively with your competitors. That is a very bad thing in today's market, because in today's market, unless you are collaborating and unless you are partnering, you cannot survive alone, because the market is damn hard and damn tough. Next is, never neglect your competitors. Your competitor may be a small company, your competitor may be a big company, but never neglect them, because the small company can rise and the big company will of course rise. So never neglect your competitors. Do proper market research, and then keep each and every step. Next is that, be polite, kind, and friend zone with your employees and colleagues. One small incident I will share with you, as I have already mentioned our CEO's name. So some months before, there was a time when Sir used to visit office very rarely. And the thing what happened is that somewhere I felt that the discipline of the office is missing due to Sir's absence. So one day there was a meeting going on, and after the meeting I just sat with Sir and I just asked him that, Sir, why don't you visit the office regularly? Because there must be a proper discipline, there must be a proper rule by which the office should work on. So Sir just gave me a small advice that, Ritik, always be friend zone with your employees. Your employees must not be afraid of you, because once they get afraid of you, they will never share their problems, they will never share their happiness, anything with you. So you must be there like a boss, like a friend. They must treat you in all the best possible ways. And vice versa is also there. You must also treat your employees like a family. A company means a family. A company is not only about professional relationship, it is also about personal relationship. You need to develop personal relationship with your employees, keep them happy, motivate them, always praise them on their success. Then only they will adopt your company as their own. They will adopt the work as their own work, and they will not only work for salary, they will also work for the sake of the company, which is most important to get the output out of the employees. Next is that maintain the CSR properly. CSR is the corporate social responsibility. I can give you a small example. Like some days before, I was just going through Facebook videos and I found out a video which was titled Tata versus Ambani. So I just got interested in that video and I started looking at it. So the video was all about that Ambani's financial worth is more than Tata. But still, why is Tata the most respected companies in India and also to some extent in the world? Because there was a small line written there: Ambani is a businessman and Tata is an industrialist. I am talking about Mukesh Ambani and Ratan Tata. So Mukesh Ambani is a businessman and Ratan Tata is a industrialist. Ratan Tata, almost I did not remember the percentages actually, but around 60% of the Tata Group's profit goes for charity. And Ambani's, I hope it is around 20 to 25%. So this CSR is very important. CSR also concludes that build a clean industry. There are many companies in the industry who are doing fraud, who are treating the clients very badly, who are cheating the clients, who are not paying the employees properly, who are not doing ethical works. So this industry must be a clean industry. There must be no such kind of nonsense stuff there. So CSR also includes that. If you are facing such issues, there are forums present, there are groups present. I myself is the part of the NASSCOM group, Hackson Conference, Techno Conference, TraceCon Conference. So these are all community forums where if anyone faces some problem, we all try to help them. That may be legally, that may be doing a talk with both the parties and settling the matter. So helping each other, maintaining the corporate social responsibility is a very big factor in today's industry to survive and to make a good industry and make a good work culture around. Next is experiment in all stages. Yes, I will just give you an example. When we submitted the business plan to Dr. Chakravarti, only it was written that we are going to start with some basic courses and VAPT services. One fine day, sir told us that why don't we develop a security software which is going to be treated as a firewall or as a IDS system. So that was basically an experience because only I had some coding knowledge and the technical team, there are some members who had coding knowledge. Not everyone was very much aware about coding and this software development thing. So first of all, this plan was not approved by everyone. Everyone got frightened. They told that no, we will not develop this. This is going to be an extra pressure because we already have the pressure of the courses and VAPT services. Our company is new. We need to do more sales. We had to do workshops. We have great work pressure. We are working 24/7. So taking an extra pressure of building a software, it is not possible, etc., etc. So the plan was just rejected. But suddenly we saw an ad about a company called Palo Alto Networks. They did a fantastic job. They developed a software. They develop the courses based on that software, and then they are selling both the things. They are selling the software as well as they are selling the course of that software. What is the USP of that plan is that if I can push the software to the user and I can push the course to the user, wherever in the country or wherever in the world that user is going to do the job, he will pitch his company that I am acquainted with this software or I am acquainted with this firewall, so I prefer buying this firewall. So this will increase the market of the product. So then eventually we started developing the software. It is almost 95% done. Maybe in the month of March, we are going to launch the software in the market. And let's see if we can succeed in that plan also. So therefore, never be frightened to take risk or do experiment with your business, because you already have a setup that is set. You are getting revenue from there. You are already successful in that setup. So why don't you take a risk? That may be also success. Yes, that may be a failure, but always think positively. That may be a success. So if it is a success, then you already have 2 successful setup. Now you have 3 successful setup. Your business is scaling up. That is the first point that I was telling, that develop small, start with small, and then scale up your business with your profit. Next is that keep eye on the future. Yes, my next slide is about Industry 4.0. That is the future industry that is going to come. Industry 4.0 is already deployed. It is already being worked on. So always think about the future, that after 10 years, what is going to be the market scenario? What is going to be the technological scenario? Like I will tell you, 2 years before also, people were rigorously using normal servers to host any website or anything. During this lockdown period or during last 2 years, basically I can say maximum of the companies moved their infrastructure into cloud and use the cloud security. This is just because of good processing speed and increased security. So the industry can change anytime. The lockdown situation is the most biggest example. It revolutionized the digital media at least 10 to 15 years ahead, because these online classes, these online meetings, these were planned to do after 10 years. But due to the situation, everything changed. Now everyone is familiar with online classes, online meeting. Even we are having this event online. We are having online conferences. So everything is online. So the total digital platform just moved ahead of 10 years. So therefore, always think of the future and plan accordingly. Because if you sit with that backdated idea, the industry, the other corporates, your competitors, everyone will move forward, but you will remain at that position where you are 10 years before and where you are 10 years after. So your position will be same. So think about the future, scale up your business, and that is the best quality that an entrepreneur can have. Next is that as I have faced these things just some months before, so I will give you a brief description that how to set up your business, because I know one of you present here want to set up their own business. So the first point about setting up a business is have a own unique idea. Don't copy your idea from anyone. Have a unique idea, have some USP. Why? Like suppose you are going to launch a coding company. There are many coding companies present. Byju's is there, White Hat Junior is there. So why will a person leave Byju's and White Hat Junior and come to your company? For that, you need to show them at least 3 unique selling points. Unless you have a unique selling point for your idea, first of all, no one is going to fund you. Second of all, no one is going to buy your product. So always have a unique selling point before you plan on to engage into a business. Next is do a proper market research. Once you have got your idea, do a market research. What is the trend of your idea in the market? Will the market accept it? How many competitors are there? What is the price range in which you can set your product prices? What are your competitors' prices? Of course, you need to set up price lower to that so that people come to you. So these are the thing that do a proper market research. Market research is always very important to do anything before planning. Next is have a proper budget and funding. Once your market research and idea is ready, first do a proper budget, that what is the initial amount you need to give into the business, what is the revenue that you are going to generate, how much revenue you are expecting, what is your budget. And about the funding, I will tell, it is not possible for everyone to fund their own business. In that case, you can take government funds. There are many government funds available. You can just go through Google and you will get all those details. But at beginning, it is always better not to have funding from outside, because once you are taking fund from outside, you just become slave of that person. You will need to do whatever that person will tell. So basically you will lose half of the control of your company. You will not be able to take independent decision. You will not be able to do anything independently. For everything you need to ask that person, because the money at stake is the money the person has given. So that is why it is always better to start with a small fund and small budget of your own, from your own pocket, so that you have full independence and full control over your thing. Next is that choose a business name which is very much relevant to your idea. Like suppose our company is a typical cybersecurity company. The name of our company is IEM Labs Cybersecurity. So here, this helped us in many ways. If someone search in Google about cybersecurity, somewhere our company name will appear. Our company, when I will tell someone my company's name, just listening to the name, anyone can understand what is my company all about. So therefore, having a proper name that get matched with your business idea is very important. Next is, if you are planning to have a store or a physical office, always choose a POS location. Yeah, POS location, offices or corporate spaces are a bit expensive to be afford, but POS location spaces will help you to bring in more customers. Because if you are setting up your office in somewhere interior, no one is going to visit your office, because it will take around, suppose, 2 hours to travel there. So once it is in a POS area, someone can come out from the office and get into your store. So POS location is very important. Next is register your company. Company registration is very important, because unless your company is registered, it will not be enlisted under government and no one will consider your company to be a valid one. So company registration is very important. Next is have ISO certifications. ISO means Indian Standard Organization. Like our company is a cybersecurity company and we also have a development part. So therefore we have ISO 27001 and ISO 9001. 27001 stands for Information Security Management and 9001 stands for Quality Management. So have proper ISO certifications, because ISO certifications will make your company, will brand your company as a valid one, and take the ISO certifications from renowned bodies like BSI. Because ISO certifications nowadays are given by any company, but those are not good. So always take ISO certifications from renowned corporations. Next is apply for relevant licenses and certifications, because unless you have the proper license and proper documentation to do that business or do that startup, you may face legal issues. You may face many. Your competitors may pinch you. You can get into legal issues. You may have to pay penalty for that. So always have proper license and certifications before starting the business. Next is that have proper tax document. There is a particular rule. If your company consists of less than 10 members, you will not face so much issues. But once your company crosses 10 members ratio, you will face PF, ESI, you will face all tax related matters. So all these are required, because we started the company with 4 people, and in around 8 months, we now currently have 40 employees in our company. So therefore, once we cross that 10 employees barrier, we need to do all proper tax documentation, everything. Next is that have a corporate bank account, because there are many drawbacks in personal bank accounts. So a corporate or a business bank account or a current account basically is very much required to set up a successful business. Next is have quality and verified employees. Now, what is the meaning of quality and verified employees? There are two things: talent and loyalty. I always prefer taking people who does not have a record of changing jobs very frequently, because a person with the mindset of changing a job very frequently either have some problem in every job, that means they are not suitable for being taken as an employee, or they have the tendency to that I will get better salary here, so I am changing the job. I am getting better salary, I am again changing the job. So this is the first thing: have a proper background check of your employee. Most importantly, talk to minimum 2% of the old companies of that employee about his performance, about his characteristics, about his work done there, everything. Next is that search for talent, because only loyal employees will not generate the revenue. This is the hard truth. So you need talented people who can sell your product, who can develop your product, who can help you successfully run the business. So talent is the most important criteria for hiring an employee. Therefore, always hire such kind of employees who are talented, experienced in the field, because once you are taking a fresher employees are always very much talented, but there is a typical problem with fresher employees. Yeah, so there is a typical problem with the fresher employees that you need to teach them the product knowledge, how to work, etc., etc. So it is always better to have experienced employee, talented and loyal. So they will be the pillars of your company, and your company will grow just like a rocket once your team is with you and they are not only working for the salary. Once you have a good team and they are working for the company itself without thinking about the salary, without thinking about their salary scale, without thinking about the PF incentives, etc., etc., your company is going to work very fine because your whole team is supporting you. Next is that properly team up the employees. This is very important. Like in our company, we have several departments like web development, technical, sales, digital marketing, graphics, content, hardware development. So we have 6 to 7 departments. So always place the relevant departments close. We have the sales and the digital marketing department just side by side, because sales and digital marketing is deeply connected. Beside that, we have the web development department, because digital marketing and web development is again somewhat connected. So place the teams very properly so that they can have internal coordinations, because there are some matters in the company that needs to be solved internally within the employees. Being a founder, director, being any one of the management position, you cannot interfere in every matter of the departments unless they bring up the matter to you. So place the employees properly so that they can have internal coordination, internal relationship, and your work will go very smoothly. Next is that work and monitor all matters yourself. This is very important. If the owner, the founder, or any management person is not working him or herself properly, it is very wrong to expect the employees to work properly. So work yourself, monitor all the reports, monitor all the matters properly, and your work will go smoothly. Because participating with the employees in same scale also motivates them that our boss is also working the same duration we are working. he is also working, taking the same pressure that we are taking. So that motivates them. Next is that the thing I am repeating again, start small and then scale up. Always start small. Don't firstly at the first point, don't start something with a huge infrastructure or huge budget. Start small, do a profit increase. First month, suppose if you are generating 1,000 rupees profit, second month the profit will become 2,000 if you are working properly. So start small and then scale up big. Yeah, industry 4.0 that I was talking about, the current industry version is our industry 4.0. This industry 4.0 is an ongoing automation, traditional manufacturing and industrial practice using modern smart technology. So you all know that automation, machine learning, these all things are coming to the market at a rapid rate. Everywhere it is automated systems are going on. Through machine learning, we are in our daily life, machine learning has become a part. The Facebook, YouTube, Google, whatever we are using, machine learning is a big part that is working there. So therefore industry 4.0 is the current big monster that is working around us. So what are the steps of industry 4.0? Data collection, digital process, predictive maintenance and self-adjusting machines. So first of all, you are feeding the data into the machine is processing that, the machine is predicting the output, and then the machine is adjusting the output according to the prediction. So therefore industry 4.0 it is already deployed, it is not upcoming, it is already deployed in the market, and this is the current work scenario of the market. Everyone is adopting automation, everyone is adopting machine learning, everyone is adopting IoT infrastructures. So therefore recently our company had a tie-up with one of the big shots corporate in India, Ericsson, about IoT and machine learning. So we are going to do a project there about that. So industry 4.0 is very important. So if you are planning to do a business or forming up your own company, try to work on industry 4.0 ideas, because this is going to be a super hit. Okay, now I will open the session for some question answers. If anyone have some questions or any doubts, anything, they can ask freely. Hello.
Is there any question? We have a question from Pritam De. Is ISO certification necessary for online based business?
Pritam, ISO certification is basically not necessary. It is always good to have a ISO certification that marks your company as a valid one. And ISO audits are also required for the company, because ISO audit will, the auditor will give you a certificate that is required in many of the legal matters. They will check your ISO audit report. Okay. So for today, I will conclude my session. Thank you, Shayok, for giving the opportunity in the session. The session is going fantastic. Tomorrow, I think Ravi Shankar ji is there. So
yes,
thank you, everyone. Have a good day.
Thank you for joining the session and giving your knowledge to the session. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank